people these days really be faking. People these days on social media really be faking. And it's actually not even really that people fake. It's just that people fabricate and people filter. Fake, fabricate, filter. I guess it's all the same thing. What I'm trying to say is that I'm tired of the fake. I want to be more real. And I think there's a lot of things that people don't like about themselves that they're afraid to accept about themselves. And I think that keeps us from changing it. If you can't accept the things that already are in reality, you won't be able to be aware of it. So then if you're not aware of it, then you can't change it. So in this video, I think I'm going to expose myself so y'all don't have to feel exposed. I'm going to be talking about some things that I don't like about myself, but it's okay because I'm working on it. So here it goes. Hey everyone, my name is Lauren and I'm a wellness and mindset coach and yoga teacher, and my mission is to reduce anxiety and burnout in the Black community by normalizing elevated self-care as a lifestyle and not just a luxury. I know firsthand the feeling of being the strong one for most others, and as a result, wanting to pour into everyone but myself. Ignoring mental health challenges can cause generational cycles of burnout, anxiety, and depression. So in May, I hosted my first wellness retreat, and it was so successful that I wanted to plan to take retreats across the US. And I'm almost done planning, but I do need help. I'm raising money, which will go directly to the booking fees for reserving the locations for my retreat tour. Any amount is welcome, but if you donate $50 or more, you'll receive a complimentary Black and Meditated journal. Thank you so much for your ongoing support as I make this dream into a reality. You can visit the GoFundMe link down below. All right, so in this video, I'll be talking about a few things that I don't enjoy about myself that are weak spots. These are still things that are part of me. And since this is a channel about mindset and growth, I'm going to talk about mindset issues and growth issues that I still have that I haven't gotten over yet. It's okay. We're all a work in progress. Let me share mine. So one of the first things is that I tend to act like I don't care about a lot of stuff when I really do care about a lot of stuff. Like sometimes I'm very emotional, and being emotional is not a bad thing. Being emotional is important in many situations, and in other situations it's not helpful. I think a lot of things come with a balance, but the way that this manifests for me is that someone can say something very small like, I think you should text me more, and I'll be like, I don't have time to text, I do this. I feel overwhelmed, and I immediately start to feel like I'm not doing enough. Maybe I take what they say out of context, but I think sometimes I take one thing and then I think a lot of things about that one thing when I shouldn't have taken it to that extreme, but I get emotional about it. And then I cry. So where's your favorite place to cry? Do you have a favorite place? Comment down below. Mine is the shower. So yeah. Second thing is that I'm a little bit not emotional enough. And I know this just contrasts what I literally just said. But you know, some people are thinking people and then other people are feeling people. So you might resonate with either one. I am an INTJ. The first part of that stands for introvert, IN. The T is for actually introvert, and then N, what does the N stand for? Somebody commented down below, what does the N stand for? INTJ. But anyways, the T stands for thinking, meaning you're a thinking person, you're analytical. You make decisions based off of logic and not based of how you feel like you should make the decision. You make your decisions based off of data. And then the judgment part is that you can draw conclusions from something based upon the information that you have. And that's how the mind works of an INTJ. And I think that very much clashes with someone who might be a INFP. INFP is a feeling and perceiving person. So if you're unfamiliar with this, then you can take the Myers-Briggs personality types test and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, feeling more empathetic or feeling more emotions or matching other people's emotions can be really difficult for me. And sometimes that can come off as like being like cold-hearted, or not having the response that other people want me to have when they tell a joke. I'm sarcastic sometimes, and I have dry humor. I don't even sometimes laugh at my own jokes, even though I be serious, but other people be laughing at me, Emotions sometimes are difficult for me to express and understand at the same time. Yeah, I'm just not super passionate emotionally. That's okay, but something that I have always struggled with doing. Some of it you won't be able to change. Another thing that I don't like about myself currently is I'm kind of vain. I look at myself in the mirror a lot. I still care about how my hair looks when I go out. I care a lot about my body image. I guess I can be self-conscious about my height, right? Like there's a lot of things image-wise that people can be conscious about, but vain is very egotistical. It can also be a thing that presents itself as confidence, but it's like, overly confident. And that's something that can be very prideful, and it's not always a good thing. Most of the time it's not a good thing. Something that I try to be more humble about, because I know I look good. But sometimes it also presents itself as like self-consciousness. So it's two sides of the same coin. It's both ego, but you can take that ego and you can be overly confident, or you can be underly confident and self-conscious. It's two sides of the same coin. Another thing is I'm hard-headed. Boop, 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 boop. That's the sound of my head being hard, like a rock when you hit it. Like imagine tapping a watermelon. That's my head. A lot of people will give me great advice. Will I take it? Probably not. If you want me to follow what you do, what you say to do, even if you feel like you are the best advice giver in the world, don't give it to me. Because I might ask you for it. Most of the time I don't, but I might ask you for advice. And then I will go and do the opposite of what you just told me to do. Because I think that I should just go and try all the things that I'm thinking in my head to do, so that I can exhaust all my options. Why not? And so I'm gonna go and try to do the opposite of what you told me, or something completely different, so that I can just go and learn that whatever I'm thinking is the right thing to do is not the right thing to do. And then I'll come back to you eventually and I'll ask you for advice again, just for you to tell me the same thing that you told me before. And then I might follow your advice. But I'm hard-headed, I'm stubborn, and I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. Yeah. One of the next things is that I'm hypocritical. I mean, who isn't a little bit hypocritical, right? But I'll tell people to do things, or I'll be the advice giver, and I probably won't follow up on that advice. Actually, most of the time I do. I'm pretty good with that. But at the same time, a lot of the things that I say about how you should talk to people, how you should actively listen to people instead of interrupting them in the middle of their conversation, how you should give people your undivided attention. Most of the stuff I say about like relationships and interpersonal relationships, being in a relationship actually shows you exactly what your strengths and weaknesses are. And boy, have I been shown. But most of the things that I will tell other people to do around anything around interpersonal relationships, I probably have a difficult time following myself, which in itself is ironic, because I feel like life is the best teacher, and like experience is the best teacher. So whatever you have experience in, you can probably speak out of your heart about that because you lived it, which is why most of the stuff that I say here on YouTube, on the internet streets, is so like resonates with so much of you, because I've been through it. I went through it, and I'm probably still going through it, but you just don't know because I don't say it. Don't perceive that I follow everything that I say, because I don't. Can I be real? I don't. I can be a hypocrite sometimes, but that's okay because I'm working on it. I'm imperfect. No shame. No shame. One thing that really can get on my nerves about myself is that I have a difficult time connecting with people and or staying connected with others. And maybe this is something that I should just release and let go of making an effort to do. But when it comes to meeting someone, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's an acquaintance, and I meet someone and we really click. And then we leave that place and it's time to follow up or it's time to keep in touch. Even though I really meant it when I said I was going to keep in touch, I don't. For whatever reason, I don't. And it happens all the time. I don't respond to text messages. Here's what's happened. If I'm doing something at the time, typing an email, texting someone else, cleaning my bathroom, driving. You should never text while driving. But anyways, if I get a text, call, email, whatnot, I will see your text, call, or email on my phone. I'll see the notification pop up, but I won't answer it right then and there. Why? Because in my line of whatever else I'm doing, whatever I'm focused on, I am in the mode of doing that. And whenever I finish that task, then and only then can I focus on replying to your email, text, or calling you back. Otherwise, you're gonna have to get the voicemail. And I've never been one to talk on the phone. There's only a select few people that I talk on the phone or would be willing to talk on the phone for hours for. And when it comes to keeping in touch with people, I can be very quick to cut people off if they don't meet my standards or expectations of what a friend should be or anyone around me should be. And actually, thinking about this should be one of my strong suits. But I think I do it to the extent, and this could be self-judgment, but I do it to the extent that it's kept me from building genuine relationships and friendships. My relationship is going great, but as far as friendships, I made this video that was like my one viral video, my most viral video on my channel, and it's called Why You Don't Fit In and Have No Friends. And again, I speak a lot about a lot of these things because I speak about it from the heart. And during that video, I talked about isolation and how God will have you in isolation period sometimes when he chooses you to do certain tasks that you can't be distracted. You can't have other people around you when you're distracted and you can't get the task done, or else he would have had you in that other friend group that you was hanging out with. But no, he separated you, or you've always been the one that gets chosen last for things, or you've always been the one that it's difficult for you to genuinely connect. Look, we all want to feel understood, we all want to feel heard, and we all want to feel respected. And when it comes down to the people that I have chosen to keep around me, I am a little too quick sometimes to cut people off or disconnect from people or just kind of ghost people when I don't see them as convenient to have in my life. And the way that the reason why I say it's not convenient is because I sometimes view keeping in touch with so many people as so many different things to keep track of. And that may reflect how I see a lot of the friendships and relationships that I've had as a little more transactional than the average person. I've had a difficult time connecting on an emotional level, and I've had a difficult time. It just takes a lot of time sometimes to peel back my layers. There's a lot of layers, and that could come from trauma in the past, being misunderstood in the past, being bullied when I was younger by people who were supposed to be my friends. It could come from a lot of things. I mean, you never know how deep this stuff goes, and I feel like sometimes you don't find it out until later on in adulthood. But there's a lot of layers to me, and for me to include someone into my life for a long time and feel sometimes betrayed by that person, or like they overstepped a boundary, or like they did me dirty, I think because I can get emotional, it takes a long time for me to recuperate. And it takes a lot for me to let someone back in when they've done something that I feel like hurt me. Because after the first time, I ain't got no remorse. I ain't got much remorse. I'm sorry, but I ain't much remorse for that person. And it's not much bouncing back. So a lot of those things, all that to say in a nutshell, contributes to my inability or my lack of keeping in touch and my lack of keeping personal connections with other people. I gotta say, I'm working on it, and it's all a balance. It's all a balance. one of the last things I'll say is that vulnerability is super important to have in life. You want to be open to receiving blessings, receiving healing, receiving help. And if you feel like you can handle everything in life by yourself, you've already played yourself as a fool. So one of the last things I'll say that I'm working on that I currently don't like about myself is that I don't ask for help. I have a hard time asking for help, and it is probably out of pride. A lot of us have been taught, because of growing up in a family of trauma passed down, generations and generations and generations have taught us that we are not supposed to ask for help. We're supposed to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we're supposed to just have it. We're supposed to be the strong individuals. We're supposed to be the strong friends, and we don't ask for mental health. A lot of us don't have been taught that therapy shows, or you involving yourself in therapy shows that you're not mentally strong, that you don't need therapy, that you can just handle it, that you can just deal with it later, that you can just suppress it back, that you don't need to ask anybody for advice, that you don't need to ask anybody for money. You gonna get the money. If you gonna get the money from somewhere. You don't need to ask nobody for money, because I ain't trying to show nobody that I'm broke. I ain't trying to show nobody that I'm in debt. I ain't trying to show nobody that I need help doing all of the tasks within life, within my business, with my job on the side, with caretaking for another individual, with having a whole other personal life where I have friends and a relationship and family members. I don't want to show anybody else that I need help, because then I feel like they'll view me as a weaker link. And because of my ego, I don't want to be viewed as a weaker link, because that plays on insecurities that I have within myself. And when I say that, I know I'm talking to somebody, but I'm also really talking to myself. I'm talking about myself, and I'm definitely talking to myself. But if I sat here and said that I don't need help with anything, I would be a lie. Because there's a lot of things that I have needed help with that I haven't gotten help with, or that I tried to do on my own until I was burnt out. And then I still didn't ask for help. I just decided not to go through with the plan that I had in my head, because I thought no one else can help me but me. And that's not true. And I feel like all of these things that I've said before are just ego things. Ego edging God out. And I am thankful for God's grace and his protection around me and my mind, and instilling in me the sense of awareness, the sense of self-awareness to be aware of all these things. Because if you think I got it all together, hold your horses. No, I do not have everything together. I don't have half of the things together that people might perceive, but I have a lot of things together, but I ain't got it all together. And there's things that all of us struggle with. If you feel like the problems that you're facing are too big for anyone else to handle but you, pray about it. Really, pray about it. If you think that you're supposed to handle everything on your own, you're not. We are also supposed to have a village around us. Having people in your life is important. Having friends, I'm not saying that you should seek to have a bunch of people around you all the time, or a bunch of friends, but having friends is helpful. And it's important to have interpersonal relationships, healthy interpersonal relationships, because every relationship that you have is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. So just know that. Know that you're worthy of love. Know that you're worthy of respect, communication, healthy relationships. Know that you're worthy of all of that. And just because there are things that you don't like about yourself, just because there are character traits that you don't like about yourself, doesn't mean that you can't love yourself. Just because I don't like all these things about myself doesn't mean I don't love myself, because I do. Just means I know there are things to work on that I'm not ashamed to talk about. Because if you don't talk about it, you're never going to be able to fix it. That's my video. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Oh, before you click off this video, go down below and fill out the form for my retreat. I'm doing a retreat tour. I haven't completely finished getting it together, but if you want me to come to a city near you for a day retreat, then fill out the interest form below so I can know where you all are located the most, and to show your interest in the retreat so you can stay updated. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'm sending you peace your way, love your way, and joy to you, your family, and your friends. All right, y'all. Peace.